recording this video after close trade Monday 10th of June 2013. Hope your trading went well today. So back in the saddle after a couple of days off. Had my laser eye surgery on Thursday. Thank you for all the good wishes, that was much appreciated. And missed a couple of interesting days. So let's talk about that. Where are we and what are we doing? We've got about 1.4 million contracts traded a day and very small range, just over 10 points, kind of top to bottom today. Now, I think what we've done in the last couple of days is trigger a bit of a short covering rally. You can see it on a lot of the Forex charts, and the strength of kind of Thursday, Friday's move just to me has a little bit of a sense of I don't think we've turned the corner here. I don't think we've found a bottom like these previous kind of sell-offs and just reversed and will keep going in this uptrend. We're definitely caught in this range now. We know where this kind of channel is, top and bottom. The question is, do we kind of keep on powering through and the market just shrugs off any kind of negative news and just kind of keeps going to new highs? Or do we just turn around and kind of test the lows and then, you know, lose it through the lows? I actually think we're going down, but let me show you what I'm seeing. So here's kind of the daily chart. This cyclical support on all of the indices is not in yet. A strong trend could mean that we've just kind of left it behind and we'll kind of keep going. So here's the Dow chart. We're trying to make that cyclical low here. This could be late if if the market's super strong, just kind of powers through. This is late. We get a signal like this. We get a kind of a crossover, but it never actually forms a pullback in an uptrend because the trend move is so strong. I think we've run so fast and we've had all these exhaustion patterns and bearish divergence. I don't think that's going to be the case. So this still needs to be made. You can see it on the S&P 500 chart, although this was a bounce off resistance, becomes support. Nasdaq, same thing, a little bit of ways from that, and then Russell as well. So we're in this kind of funny zone where this support hasn't actually been triggered nicely with some kind of nice exhaustion pattern with a little test, and then we're kind of off to new highs. So we're vulnerable is what I'm trying to say. And if you look at BetterX trend, blow this up, so we've broken into a downtrend with this last kind of sequence down, and we're back underneath the lip here, so we can kind of play around this kind of area where we're trying to figure out which direction to go. The FX charts were kind of interesting because if you looked at the yen, we'd had this massive decline in the yen since October, November last year, and it's one of those kind of favorite hedge fund trades where everybody was kind of short this thing, and a lot of that money is managed using quite simple techniques like a Donchian kind of breakout channel that just keeps on, keeps you in a short trade this whole way down, but they'll have trailing stops. And I think what happened over those last few days, Thursday, Friday, we just hit a whole bunch of those trailing stops, and it caused this really volatile activity over Thursday, Friday. And that, for me, I mean, yes, we've certainly run a long way, and it's got to be finding some kind of exhaustion kind of down here. But is that a change in trend? I don't think so. To me, it just looks like, we just run a whole bunch of stops. They kind of triggered, and then Friday was weak, and then we've kind of kept on going down. So we've got these blue professional bars kind of sitting out there now, where break back below this low of that blue professional bar would just kind of signal a continuation of that downtrend. It happened on a whole bunch of charts because they're so interlinked, all those currencies. So the euro had the same thing. Would reach some kind of a support down here, but as soon as the yen starts to reverse, this starts to go the other way, and there's that big blue professional bar. We've had a resistance kind of come in. Today we had amateur up bar here. Again, this kind of high to low on the blue professional bar is kind of critical. I'm still guessing that these currencies are in downtrends, but it's not going to be a straight line. Pound, same thing. It's like one of these exhaustion kind of moves here. Blue professional bars Thursday, Friday, and we're in a little bit of a congestion zone. They're waiting for kind of information or decide which way this is going to go. But I think it was all triggered off this yen kind of trade because there was so much money invested this kind of going down. As soon as it started to ratchet back, all of a sudden it triggered stops and bang, is the question is that a true uptrend? I think the equities kind of made a similar type pattern. So we had this exhaustion. This is Monday, Friday, Thursday. We had this kind of exhaustion pattern. We put in kind of blue professional bars, pull back to end of trend, but then we just needed that final sink just below 1600. Exhaustion, it was a big reading on this chart. Exhaustion, selling, everybody thinking, my God, this thing's just collapsing. And of course, that's it. We've run out of sellers. We reverse and go the other way. So now over the last couple of days, we've had our exhaustion buying. This thing was kind of triggering trailing stops all the way up. We've had pullback to end of trend, exhaustion buying, bearish divergence. Second cyclical turn after end of trend, when we had this on the end of trend, wait for the second cyclical turn. That was kind of a high today. You can see all the blue professional bars kind of coming in midday, and we've kind of sunk down. So we're at supports on this chart. The 40,500 chart doesn't particularly help us in terms of those supports, but we're sat in this kind of channel where they'll try and push it back up to get us through 50, to get us kind of convinced that this isn't an uptrend going to continue on, and I think we're going to play in this zone until we finally get some kind of resolution on the 1600 level. I think it'll actually break, but play it day by day. So there we go. My trading, it's a bit scrappy today. Got my points, but did it with 1, 2, 3, 4 trades. The nicest. This was a series of kind of short trades, kind of down here, because pre-open we'd had exhaustion buying, bearish divergence. As soon as this blue professional bar kind of got broken with a support level here, bang, time to get short. So I was short 44.75. It was a little bit violent on the way down, so I kind of took a couple of bites out of this, and then the nicest kind of trade I had was getting out at the lows here, reversing, going long at 40 even, and then taking out just 2.6. That's all I needed for my target. But the beautiful thing about this kind of little pattern down here was the bot signals. Here we go. We got two of them kind of went off just here at the lows, and it was nice. It kind of gave me confirmation to get out of that trade, which is kind of good. And then, so what we've done subsequently, we've come back into this pullback to end of trend, exhaustion buying, bearish divergence. So a topping out kind of pattern during the middle of the day. We got Rambo into there, and then we kind of sink back down. So it's not particularly strong at the moment. So that's all I'm saying. I know we bounced off those lows on Thursday, but we're stuck in a little bit of this channel. Let's go back to this daily chart. We're stuck in here. Trying to decide which way to go, and for me it just has the makings of triggering a bunch of stops, short covering rally, and it's not authentic. It's not a real kind of change in trend. Anyway, so there we go. Not sure it's worth putting on any of those kind of day trades afterwards. They weren't particularly neat and tidy. Want to rush to get this video out. It's only got about half an hour to get that done, so I hope your trading went well.